there. Welcome to Coaching with Tally. Question for you. Do you feel like a lot of the time you need to be right about things? We're going to talk today about living life, having joy in the journey, living from this place that you find joy in the journey, where you're at. And we've been talking about different keys to creating this in your life. And one of the things centers around just really a perspective on life that will support you in having so much more joy. It's this place of having confidence but living in humility, being in this place of being teachable, living life from this standpoint of curiosity and what that creates in your life. So we're going to get into that a little bit today and give you an activation, a takeaway that will support you in living life from this standpoint and just really having more joy in your journey. My name is Tally. I'm a life and personal development coach, and I have the privilege of working with leaders to create lives of overflowing impact that are centered in joy, getting you aligned to who it is you most truly are, get you firing on all cylinders, creating just success really in every single area of your life, and get you living from a place that you love the life that you've created and you live in overflow, having impact in the world. So that is what I'm up to. I do it through private coaching, group coaching, and I facilitate retreats. I also do masterminds. So all of that is kind of under the coaching umbrella. So today, talking about, can you have confidence and humility at the same time? What does it look like for somebody to be totally confident in who they are and have this humility that they walk in that is like curious and teachable and can learn from anybody, having this understanding and awareness that they can learn from every single human being, that they're not above anyone, they're not below anyone, they just come at life confident in who they are and always in this place of growing and learning and curiosity and teachableness. There is something to living that way that creates so much joy in the journey. It's that journey versus destination mindset. So when you are like, I'm in the journey of life, I'm not driving toward a specific destination, but I'm enjoying the journey. The whole point is the journey and finding joy in the journey. And one of the ways to do that is just having this teachable spirit, this curious, always learning and growing. It ties in a little bit to the whole series that we did around growth mindsets. So when you have a fixed mindset, you're locked in to this, like, there is a way to do it, there is like the right way, my way, and you're kind of locked into this destination. I can only get so far, and then that's kind of like where you are. And growth mindsets is like there's always more to learn and ways to grow and can learn from anything and curious and teachable. So I was reminded of this principle yesterday because I'm in a certification program. So I've got multiple certifications around coaching, different things, different people I've been trained under, and they're all amazing. I've gotten different aspects from different people and I love it. But I'm thinking that I want to be able to offer a certification program for other coaches. And if I do that, I really want to be under this like specific umbrella. So I'm getting another certification that will allow me to do that. And so I'm in with a lot of other new coaches that are just starting out and thinking they might want to coach. And it's awesome. I was like, man, this is so great being in with other people who don't have any experience in coaching and being able to learn from them and grow from. It's just, I think that position, that perspective is so significant. So anyhow, teachable, curious, learning from every human being you encounter, just having that awareness. Leaders that I see that do this well, I have so much respect for them. Like they're, the heads of huge corporations, and yet they're sitting with the new person and just asking questions and learning and growing from everyone. I love being around people who are like that, totally confident in who they are and always in this place of growing and learning and being curious and being able to be taught from anybody. It's beautiful. I have so much respect for people like that. It's awesome. So all of these mindsets are going to cause you to experience life more fully, to have more joy in your journey. The happiest people that I know remain teachable. They remain in this place of always growing and learning. It's beautiful. The more joy that you have in life, you have more joy in life when you approach everything with the mindset of what can I learn from this. So let's get into what are some indicators. So you might be like, okay, this is awesome. Now, am I teachable or am I not? Like, where am I at in this place of growing in this. So some questions that'll help you maybe assess where you're at. So how open do you feel like you are to other people's ideas? Do you feel like you listen more than you talk? Are you open to having, what the Wi-Fi was kind of popping in and out, sorry about that. Are you open to doing things in a new way that you've never done before? Like, are you open to just trying things in new ways? Are you willing to ask for directions? There's a little one. If there's something like you don't know where you're going or you don't know how to do something, are you willing to ask for directions and get input from others on that? And then are you defensive when you're criticized, or do you listen openly and really try and find the truth in there? So those are all little indicators that you can be like, oh, okay, I am teachable in some ways, and then I've got some ways to lean in maybe and grow. So being teachable is really just the hunger to listen, to discover, to grow. If you're a teachable person, you ask for help, you're excited to learn new information, you embrace constructive criticism, you actually want feedback, you want to get better. I'm in an organization called Toastmasters, and it's one of the things I love about this is that every single week you get feedback from people on how you can improve. They give you encouragement on how you're growing and what's going well, and they give you feedback on ways that you can improve. So putting yourself in environments that you get loving, direct feedback. It's so beautiful. It's one of the things that I have on my life wheel assessment. Are you surrounded by people who will give you direct feedback in your life and you know that it's out of love? They'll tell you what's getting in your way and you know that it's out of love. So truth and love, having those environments. So being open to the possibility that you're wrong, and when you're open to different ways of thinking, you're more likely to learn. So if you don't feel like you always have to be right about something, and there doesn't always have to be agreement, but you can just have a listening, open perspective on new ideas or feedback about yourself. So just being open to the possibility that you're wrong. You know, like knowing that there's always room to grow, there's always ways to learn, to improve. So just that, living in that possibility is the first thing. Second thing is actually asking for feedback. So putting yourself in environments that there is a context for that is one way to do it. And then also just asking people, would you give me direct feedback? And I want you to be really honest about, how do I show up in these situations? Or what do you feel like is getting in my way is another great question, because it helps people constructively get on the same side as you and like, what's in my way so we can get it out of the way. It's like teaming up to get things that are not working out of the way. So asking for feedback is a second thing. And then learning something new daily. So it's one of the things I ask my kids a lot of times, like, what did you learn today? And it could be something about yourself, it could be a new skill, it could be something academically, it could be just an interesting fact about someone in history. I mean, it could be anything, but being in this place of really valuing learning something new. And leaders are readers, and so usually if you're in the place where you're reading a lot, you're always growing and learning something new. So most growth takes place in small incremental changes over time. So just learning something new every day is beautiful. I just started learning Italian. I just have this little app and I do 10 minutes a day and I get to learn something new every day in a language. That's kind of cool. But just always, however you want to do it, get yourself into a place where you're learning something new every day. And it's kind of fun to celebrate that. Like at the end of your day, it could be something in your evening routine where you're like, what did I learn today? What's something that I learned today? And it could be a principle, something that you learn in doing coaching with Tally, or something that you learned from a book, or something that you learned about yourself, or something that you learned because you practiced a new skill or a new recipe. Or like, it could be so many things, but one thing a day that you learned, and celebrating that. So that's my activation for you, is to either ask for direct feedback from someone in your life that you know cares about you, that loves you. Ask them for direct feedback to tell you something that they see that is getting in your way. And then also to start the practice, learning something new every day and celebrating that learning. Just at the end of each day, something that you learned that day. So those are the two activations for today. Get direct feedback from somebody who loves you about what's getting in your way, and learn something new every day. Have fun with that. I hope it supports you in just being a learner, being teachable, being growth-oriented, to find more joy in your journey. And we'll be back tomorrow with more just mindset, more learning around creating more joy in your journey. Blessings, everybody.